Hey. Okay. This is something I'm going to get back to. I've done it once or twice, but it's probably like the most asked question that I get where I send people to the video. Basically, this is a question I get where it's hard for me to explain it with words. I can't just write it out. So I usually say, go to the video. So that's basically how these videos started too. Okay. The question is, how do I roll a hat? How do you roll it up? Now, it's not that hard, but actually trying to describe, like, I don't know. Okay, that action, turn the brim down. You could write that, but trying to describe certain actions like this, how do you describe the U shape, tuck the side, it's just so hard. So basically, go to the video. Alright, now if somebody told you your hat is crushable, most of the time the giveaway, if you're not sure, it'll either say packable, crushable inside, or you look here, there's going to be no leather. Generally a crushable travel hat has no leather sweatband there. It has no lining inside. Now you're saying to yourself, oh, what about that hat, Kev? It has a leather sweatband. Why are you going to roll it? Well, there are exceptions. There are some super duper quality hats that you can crush. This is an Italian Borsellino from 15 to 20 years ago. It's their highest series hat. We can't even get these right now in the US. They're just not even available. So I'm not going to try to promote this hat because we just can't get it. But the deal is right now they're just not being distributed in the US, but I believe they are in Italy. Alright, so the deal with this hat is it is crushable, and I'm going to show you how to roll it. If you're going to roll a hat, basically what does that mean? It means you could roll it into a little cone. You could put it in your pocket, like you've got a blazer on, your breast pocket. You could put it in your, your coat pocket. You could put it in a little bag, like, this kind of bag. That's like my, I go to work bag, Something that's not like super tight. You could put it in a lady's pocketbook, something, your man pocketbook, or it doesn't really matter, but you don't want weight and pressure on it. Now, you're thinking, uh-oh, I can't put it in a suitcase? Well, yes and no. You can put it in a suitcase, but you can't just like put it in a suitcase. What you got to do is you got to get a little capsule for it, something to protect it. So you could roll it, but you can't have tons of pressure on it. I mean, it's just physics. Anything's going to get squashed, So what you do is you get a shoe box, like a sneaker box, a little Nike box. You roll it up. You can put two hats in a Nike box. Then you stick that box in your suitcase. You're fine. Another thing, you buy a bottle of wine or a bottle of scotch or something, like at that duty-free shop. That's really cool. All this time, you're watching your iPad. Yeah, buy one of those things. Go to the duty-free shop or to the liquor store and buy one of those things that comes with the cardboard tubes. You've seen them, right? It's got a little cap. You get the tube, and that tube is your travel hat case. So what you do is you roll it into a cone, put it in that tube, and then that cardboard tube goes in your luggage. Okay, so either a tube like from the booze or your sneaker box, shoe box. This is the idea. If you don't have anything, improvise. Get a Kleenex box, take the Kleenex out, something like this. Just pull out the tissues and stick it in there. Pull out this plastic and stuff. Anything to protect your hat from the weight and pressure of all your clothes. I'm going to say Kleenex is not going to be as strong as Nike, but, do something. All right. My advice is don't put it in your suitcase. Just put it in the magazine rack in the plane, put it in your coat, your little bag, your travel bag. I don't see the need to put it in the suitcase personally. I've never done it or had the need, just roll it and take it with you, or just wear it online in the plane and then, just go like this somewhere. You got some little bag, This hat is not fragile, it really isn't, but if you have like somebody sitting on it, like 100, 200 pounds of pressure for a good amount of time, yeah, that's toast, okay? Now the way I crush it, there are really no pinches, there are no folds. Everything is round. Okay, round lines. That's the trick. You never fold it into quarters. There's no folding anywhere. So it's a roll. Roll, it kind of suggests round roll. You're rolling the hat. All right. Rules for rolling. A, no pressure and weight on it. We went through the thing with the box and everything. It's basically in your pocket or a loose bag, magazine rack. That's the whole thing. B, no water. If the hat is wet, you can't roll it. Okay, the hat is going to dry into that little cone, and that's going to be the new permanent shape that it wants, like forever, until you get that fixed, you know, re-steam. So if your hat is wet, you can't roll it. Whatever. Wait till the next day. When it dries, next day, nice and dry, roll it up. You're fine. But don't roll a wet hat. Doesn't matter if your crushable hat is $30 or if it's $500. Whatever it is, you cannot roll it if it's wet. Okay, I'm not going to repeat that anymore. I have a habit of repeating myself, so sorry about that. All right, I have a habit of repeating myself, so sorry about that. I had to do that. All right, now rule 1, no heavy pressure. Rule 2, no water. It has to be dry. Okay, here is the rolling technique. I don't know, I think it's like 5 steps or something. All right. We're starting right now. I believe it's marker 635. Go! Alright. Turn the brim down. Front and back. Okay, so you have a flip up in it. So you turn it down all the way. Brim is down. Next step, the crown has to be open. So any pinches or creases, just get rid of them. Hat could be stiff like a cowboy hat. It's probably not going to be foldable. So these are soft hats. It's not going to be a big deal. You just unpop it. See? All right. Now, it's open like a bell. The bottom is also like a bell. See? Down and open. Step 1 is brim down. Step 2, open the crown. Okay, the next step that we're going to go for now is folding the hat in half. You want to fold it the long way. So the long way from front to back, imagine a line going down the center of the hat, right down the center, from the front of between your eyes to the back. Okay? So you want to fold the hat in half, brim to brim. Brim to brim. Easiest way to do this is against your chest or against the tabletop. This whole folding technique, don't do it like in midair. It's hard. So again, do it on the countertop. Do it on your chest even, because this is kind of like a third hand in a way. All right, so here we go. Let's start from the beginning. You ready? Step 1. Step 2, open. Now we have this one, open. Step 2. Step 3, the long way. I imagine a line down the middle and chest there. Fold it in half, brim to brim. Now I'm not pinching it tight, I just folded it in half, that's it. The next thing I'm going to do, make sure this is out here. Remember, that was step number 2. It can't be caught in, the crease is open. Okay, next thing we do is we kind of lay it flat, and we want to flatten it now. Flat, like a book. We'll flatten it. We're going to wind up with a U shape. Okay, ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Okay, you see how it's like a U shape? You could go back and just neaten stuff up a little. You don't have to get crazy. Okay, if you have a wind cord like this, you see, just ignore it. Don't worry about the wind cord. Don't worry about the band. Ignore them. Okay? Alright, so now you have the hat that's in this U shape. Kind of like a crescent. From there, you guessed it, you can tell we're going to roll now. Right. So, remember, it's not folding. You're not going to fold it into quarters and stuff. Slap, 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 slap. That's how you mess it up. It's got to be round. Okay? Keep it loose. This is important. Let the hat guide you. As the hat gets softer and older, it'll start rolling tighter. At the beginning, it might roll a little loose. Just let it guide you. If it starts off kind of big like this, you know, like not too tight a cone, don't rush it. Don't get like pissed at it, because that's like picking a scab or something. You just got to start again. It's just a bad thing. Just wait. Let it guide you. Okay, so in other words, I don't put a lot of force on it. I just push it forward, almost like flipping it forward, like a rolling up a big mattress or something. Okay, that's about that. Now we've got it rolled. Remember, you see, nothing is pinched. There's no corners anywhere. Those pinches, those corners, it comes from weight. If I put heavy weight on it now, you'd get that. So that's what we avoid. Now, there's a wind cord dangling from here, and we should deal with that. Now, basically, when you put the hat back together, it's like this. You open it, just open, bring back up, and then you've got your creases. There's a center crease and 2 pinches. These are steamed in, so they pop back every time. Now this hat is ancient. I dug it out of my closet. It doesn't have a great steam job. It hasn't been steamed in ages, but the shapes are still there. I mean, it'll still pop. They're just not perfect. Okay, so this does work. This hat was exactly like this before I started. Now, wind cords are like kind of like a slip knot. You call this knot like a noose. So all you do is you go over the top, like that, over the top, lasso the crown. You know, anybody who has a wind cord probably knows how to use it. I could go over it. We'll call this hat video wind cords / how to roll a hat. Okay, a wind cord is a little elastic cord that some finer hats have. It's a little option. It's the little button that you see sometimes over there with an elastic. What this is, it's a holdover from the old days when everybody wore blazers and suits that had those little buttonholes on the lapel. On a windy day, you would take this off the crown of the hat like this, and that button would go through the buttonhole. In case you're walking home with your umbrella and your briefcase, you've got no hand to hold your hat. If it blows away, it's like a bungee, and you don't lose the hat. Now, a lot of people have these things, and then as soon as they come off the hat like this, they don't know what to do. So they kind of tie it, and they do these weird makeshift, they're just not exactly sure. And I could definitely understand that. I mean, I work at a hat shop, so I know how to do a wind cord, but it would probably confuse me too if I didn't work at a hat shop. It's basically a, what do you call this knot? It's a slip knot, kind of like it's exactly like what a noose is. So it's like a loop that moves, okay? So this loop goes over the crown, okay? See it, right? The loop gets smaller or bigger. When you use it, you make it small and you put it on your ring finger, and then you put it through the hole. When you make it big, like this, it goes over the crown. Okay, so let's put it over the top of the hat. Okay, now you tuck it down to the bottom, under the band. It just lays under the band, like that. Wind cord. And you pull it tight. Get rid of the slack. So the button should be on the same side as the bow somewhere. I know the lighting is not great here, but you get it. A little too far. Let's tighten it up. Sometimes when wind cords get old, they have too much slack. They don't sit in the right place. You can double them up. You could go around twice. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. What I like to do is just try to go around to the front like this. Yeah, there we got it. Now a little more. Okay. So the wind cord button just stays there underneath the bow. It's mainly just for looks. Now, is this cord strong enough to really hold a hat if it bounces? Button? Nah, the wind cord will break. So you have to have it reinforced with some stitches on both sides, on the hat part. Well, I guess just the hat part. And if you're going to really use it, just be careful. I think they're more decorative these days, at least. But all right, that's the end of this one. How to fold a hat. I think it was pretty easy, right? Should we go over it again? All right. Folding the hat. So what you do, rolling the hat excuse me, not folded. Okay. Brim down, pop it out in half, make that U shape, and roll very round, and fold it into corners. Okay, open it up, fix the wind cord if you got one. Most of us probably don't. If you don't like the wind cord, just cut it off too. It's, you know, sometimes it's just a thing that's cool, like an option to show you, like, I paid a little more for this hat, it's got a wind cord, you know, it's cool. But if it's annoying you, like falling off or something, just pull it off or cut it off with a little razor or something, because it's, like I said, it's just like, it's like a hood ornament, you know? It's cool, but is it necessary? No. Oh, the wind cord is the hood ornament of hats. The wind cord is the hood ornament of hats. But I like them anyway. Kevin from JJ. Should I hit it? Hat Center, yeah.